All right, so welcome back. Let's do it. Let's go and dive in our uh, pathways or educational curriculum. Now, let me remind you the last slide from my first video. We already chose a path. Now that you chose a path, okay, out of 10 paths, you need to start learning. You need to be working on projects. Let me mute this. Okay, so we were here, right? We were here. Now, what's next? You come the next day. Now you have your path, your free path that you chose. Now you come the next day. You want to start learning. All right. So, how do you access your path? And how do you start learning? So the most important thing is that you need to sign in Toastmasters.org. All right. So when you sign in, if you forgot your password, again, you can retrieve it. Forgot password. Then you go to Pathways, and then you go here, go to Basecamp. And we mentioned the definition of the Basecamp is the learning LMS, learning management system, where everything is there. And it's management because there is team collaboration in your curriculum, right? Okay, another way to log in Basecamp is to go here. If you click here to welcome Jim or Mona or Sandra, it will pop up a screen where you can directly access your path. Your path is your curriculum, right? We agreed about this. All right, so when you click on Basecamp, let's do this. This what will happen. All right, so what is this? Do you want another path? It will, you need to click here, all right, but you didn't finish your first path. I highly recommend you do one path at a time. Okay, so this is where you buy another path. You pay another $20. Okay, no, I will just keep it as one path. Okay, if you are a member of several clubs, you need to, you know, drop menu. Are you at Hopkins Club, Maryland Advanced, Hopkins at Eastern, you know, the Eagles, whatever club. So you need to adjust your homepage or choose the club and log in as a member. If you are a Basecamp manager, you will have this extra icon. Basecamp managers are president, secretary, or VP of education. Or you can, I'm thinking also you have another icon if you are a pathway guide. Pathway guide, they don't really access your curriculum, but they have learning materials for themselves to teach you. All right. And then this is the navigator, launch the navigator. It's a manual that talks about pathways and your roles. So if you want to first start with the navigator before you start launching as a member, and launching as a member, you're ready for your projects. We mentioned the projects is part of, there are for at least 14 projects you have to finish your path, and some are elective, some are required. One of them is the first project in a path is the icebreaker. And so a project is a little bit more than a speech. It's a preparation for the speech, and preparation after the speech. All right. So let's log in. We'll click here, log in as a member. So what will happen is that, okay, so let me step back. This is just to show you this, the assessment. These are, at this stage, this is showing you how to choose your path. If you haven't yet chosen a path, or if you want a second path, this is the window that it will say select your language, and it will ask you questions of why you joined Toastmasters. It So this is the questionnaire to choose another path, for instance, or for your first path. And let's go back. How do you access this window? Continue to path selection. All right. So you have to be here, and then this is how it will look like. And you start, you keep on asking questions. So here it says, select the 3 topics you are interested in learning. So you say, I'm interested in, for instance, public speaking, motivating others. Next. And you keep on, it will keep on asking you questions. This is the thermometer, how much you complete the survey or the assessment. For instance, here 58% complete. I feel relaxed when giving a speech. No, I don't feel relaxed when giving a speech. Next. So you take this assessment and you end up at the end, the system will recommend for you 3 paths. Okay, so this is a step back in case you haven't chosen a path yet. So here it says your best bet, the system recommends for you the innovative planning path. Second and third, you can also choose presentation mastery or leadership development. You say, you know what? I read the 10 about the 10 path, and this none of these is the path that I really want to do. This here says additional path. So you don't have to take what the system recommends for you. You go here for additional path. This is another person, they recommended 3 others. According to your answers to this assessment, it will recommend for you. If you click here, choose this one, you say, okay, I'm gonna go with the dynamic leadership, choose the path, you will get your first free path without payment. But if this is your second path, you will pay $20. It will prompt you to go and provide your credit card and pay for your second path. Okay, if you don't want any of these 3 recommended paths, you go hit here, additional path. And so here, these are the rest. 7. Remember, the system recommended 3. Now, these are the 7 other paths. You can click here and read more, and you say, you know what? I want to learn, be good in public relations. I'm gonna take this. I'm going to ignore what the system chose for me. So I'm gonna click this. If you read more, you say this is the one, and the system, if this is your free path, the system will take you. You will not pay anything, and you will start your education. For instance, we talked about levels. So this is dynamic leadership, and we mentioned that the logo for the dynamic leadership is this logo. You don't have to remember it, but when you finish the 5 levels, at the end you will get a certificate with this logo that you finished this path. So this is one of the 10 paths. All right. So what is a path? The path consists of 5 levels. 5 levels. We mentioned that the first and second level are the easiest. Third, you will start to see elective projects because Toastmasters says these are a little bit more difficult than the icebreaker or here introduction to mentoring, for instance. So they provide you with elective projects so that they don't force on you difficult projects. For me, when I really look at this, these are not difficult projects, but this is how Toastmasters International have put it. So let's see here, choose 2 out of all these projects. This is a project, this is a project. Choose only 2 out of this, okay? So level 1, what will be? It's icebreaker project, evaluation and feedback project, researching and presenting. Most probably if I choose a path different from him, different from her, we will all be doing level 1, the same level 1 projects. It's always gonna be this. You will have to have the icebreaker done. And you have to do it first before you go to evaluation or researching. Okay, you cannot, after you finish your level 1, you cannot go to level 2 before the VP of education will approve that you, or checks that you have done the level. Okay, then when you go to level 2 of this path, project called Understanding Your Leadership Style, Understanding Communication Style Introduction to Toastmasters. So Introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, it's for all 10 paths. They want us to do this so that we will help other members. So it comes at level 2. It's only an introduction. For instance, in effective coaching, my path, effective coaching, I will learn more about mentoring and coaching more than just the introduction. Okay, now level 3 is very unique to your path. This is the required project, and these are, see how many elective projects, they want you to only choose 2, but this one, negotiate the best outcome, probably this is the required project for this path, and it's not the required project from effective coaching path. Each path will have its unique required project at level 3. And then level 4, in regards to dynamic leadership, for instance, I'm just giving you an example. This is the path, this is the logo for this path. Let's say level 4, the required is manage change. It's required. You cannot choose. But see, it says choose one out of these 8 projects. Which project would you like to do it? How simple it is. Now, level 5, you need to do 2 required projects, lead in any situation, and then reflect on your path. This is common. All of us will have to do it. It has to be at the end of the path in level 5. And then here you will choose one out of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Choose one out of 6 projects. So in this path, let's say how many projects do I have to do to finish a path? 1, 2, 3 projects, 4, 5, 6 projects, 7, choose 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 projects. And we mentioned what's a project? It's a little bit more than a speech, because there is preparation after, watch videos, tutorials, read a PDF, and there is a little bit of work after the speech online, right? So this is an example of one path, and this just to let you know and to imagine how a level, how does it work? All right, so yes, you did initially log in toastmasters.org, but also you need to sign in again in Basecamp. All right, Basecamp is the online gateway to Pathway. All right, here is where you will start learning. So this is the Basecamp Gateway, the front page of Basecamp. What is Basecamp? Learning management system. So what are these icons? If you want to dive in studying, you need to click this icon, My Educational Transfer. All right, and you start learning, you will access your projects. All right, if you want to read about how to navigate Basecamp, you're welcome. Click on this icon. So what is my feedback? My feedback, it's like a chat room. You give evaluate like instant evaluation to your friends or your members also. And also not only instant feedback, you also give badges. Badges are different. When we get to the level of badges, I will show you. There are, for instance, a badge of courage. Wow, you became more confident. So badges that members exchange to encourage each other, I will show you how they look like. You can also, in my feedback, you upload your evaluation. There is, you can attach an evaluation. My badges, this is where your badges that you received either from the members or when you complete your level. eh, Toastmasters International, the headquarters, will save for you your badges here. All right. Speech evaluations. This is a resource tab. So let's say I'm going to give my icebreaker. You hit here, you will see tons of evaluations that you need to download to give it to the evaluator beforehand. Just email it electronically or bring it to the meeting. So this is the resources of different evaluations. All right. But if you went to Basecamp homepage, if you want to start studying, you just click my educational transfer. So there are some accessibility issues and we need to talk about this. Why? Because this will decrease your frustration. So there is a tab that says check compatibility of your, you know, of your laptop or your desktop that you're working on. You will need to change your browser. This is one tip. If it's not working, change your browser. Also, you need to disable the pop-up blocker because some of the projects, it will open a new window. So when it opens a new window, um, you will say, oh, you cannot really view. You need to disable the pop-up blocker in these new windows. Also, and this usually happens when you hit the word launch. When you hit the word launch, there will be a new window that will be generated. And so once this new windows appear, you need to maximize this new window because there are arrows on both sides, on the right and left, and you need to view it. So you cannot view it if the window is minimized. You need to maximize it. And then you need to check for JavaScript. It has to be enabled. Check your internet connection. This is very important. Sometimes my home internet connection is not as strong, and when I go to work, it's much stronger, it's much better. Sometimes you just need to log in and refresh because you have been away for a long time and you just logged out. All right. Also, as I mentioned, if a small window of resources open, it usually opens on the right upper corner. If you want to read the resource, click on it. But when a small resource icon pops up, it will darken your screen. So I usually click the X sign and close it, unless you want to read. These resources will help you, but sometimes you really don't want to be distracted. You just click X, close it, so that you are not distracted. You keep on working on your project. Also, sometimes there are resources or even some projects you need to read a PDF. So you say, okay, I clicked next, but the screen is not moving. Well, go to your download folder because it could be a PDF that it was just downloaded. So it's not that. So one time I keep on clicking and the window is not moving. But actually I downloaded the PDF 100 times and I didn't know that I need to go to check my download, the document folder, download folder. Okay, so this is very important. All right, so this is how check compatibility, and you need to check. So there is a problem here with pop-up blocker. I have to allow, disable or disable the blocker. So allow pop-up. How to allow pop-up? By disabling the blocker of the pop-up. Pop-up is the, as much as I understand it, is the new window where you will see in a tutorial or a video or a tutorial like this. What I'm doing here, it's like you call it a tutorial. It's not a video, right? Because you don't, um, I think maybe you can also say it's a video. I don't know if you see my picture or see me see me moving here. So this is what I was talking about, um, the photo. You upload your photo. This is my 2011 photo, as I mentioned. And this has, I will talk about each of this later, but here is check compatibility. If you are frustrated, what's wrong? There is a problem with Java, there is problem with pop-up blocker. You need to work on them. Tutorials and resources, how to, for instance, upload an evaluation. But I will tell you about all this. If you want to read about it, here are resources to learn about what you mean, Basecamp. For instance, here I already solved this problem. I click the pop-up, uh, you know, blocker. I disabled it, and the Java, I ignored it because it worked well. It says update your Java, but it worked well. So here is check compatibility. When you want to go to the original homepage of Basecamp, you click home. It will not take you to toastmastersinternational.org. It will take you to the Basecamp homepage. All right, so now we mentioned this. So these are the 5 icons I mentioned before. Feedback means the chat room for evaluation, uploading badges, uploading the evaluation. Well, how can I get my evaluation PDF? You get it from here. My badges, these are my the storage of your badges are here. All right? If you want to start learning your projects, you need to hit this icon. And this is again a summary, like I have 2 paths. I chose effective coaching and I had chose strategic relationship. You can open your curriculum from here, or you can just do this. But Toastmasters International, I think they advise you to access your curriculum from here. For me, I didn't feel there is much difference. You can access here. Okay, if I want to work on my effective coaching path, I click here. If I want to work on my strategic relationship path, I click here. All right. All right. So this is this is not mine, by the way. This is motivational strategies path of another member. The member hasn't uploaded his picture, so that's his path. And I just want you to know what are these percentage. We mentioned that a path is 5 levels. Each level has approximately 3 projects. A project is a little bit more than a speech. All right. So this individual who didn't upload his photo, which is fine, he finished the icebreaker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 25%, 25%, 25%, 25. So he finished 25% of level 1, which is 5% of all levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the path. So a path is 5 levels. This individual have finished 5% of the path, and he finished 25% of these 4 projects. Actually, they say 4 items. It's actually 3 projects. And this last item is just an invitation to the VPE. When you finish all these 3 projects, you say, hey, VPE, I'm done with level 1. Please approve, request from Vice President, approve completion of these 3 projects so that I will go ahead and start my level 2. You cannot go to another level without your VPE. So the VPE will need to approve between levels. But within the level, you can do whatever you want to do. But usually the icebreaker should be done first. Okay. Now, What are these buttons? Activate. If see, this person haven't started this project yet, so you will see here activate. Either you click here or drop menu. All right. So what is evaluate? Evaluate is not evaluate your other member or evaluate yourself. Actually, evaluate is that this person finished the icebreaker, and Toastmasters International wants a feedback from the member, asking the member how did we do with the project. Give us a feedback if we need improvement of the icebreaker. This is very important. It's like a survey of how did you like the icebreaker. All right. So evaluate is a feedback to how Toastmasters headquarters did in this project. All right. And then here, this option is a drop menu. If you want to see your view the training detail of the motivational strategy path, this I will show you what, if you click here, what will happen. All right, so now we finished this. All right, the icebreaker, when you get this check mark, it will never finish a project before you complete the after the speech skills assessment. So this is very important. Sometimes you finish all the project and you say, why I cannot invite the VPE? Because you haven't reached this stage yet. You need to make sure you do skills before and skills after. And I will show you in my next slide. All right, so this is here when a new window opens, and it's usually a tutorial, you may get this black screen. So what do I do? Click here, activate your Adobe Flash, and click Allow Now. So this is one of the issues that you may um, encounter. So after you hit the word launch, a new window will pop up. Make sure to maximize it. Why do we need to maximize the window? Because you need to see these little two arrows on the side. These two arrows, you can click forward or backward, or you can use this drop menu to see a bunch of steps. Your assignment, your assignment will be a bunch of steps. All right. So here, when you click, let's go back. When you click on this, you will get this. So you will start from here, the top, navigation, introduction. You go one by using the drop menu or using these arrows. Finish. Remember, I mentioned you will do assessment of your skills before, and you will never, ever finish a project before you finish this step. Assess your skills after. You have to make sure, or else you will never finish a project. This is another, it's a video. See, it's a video. It's part of your assignment. This is mine, the consensus process. This is required project in the effective coaching. And you can use either these two arrows, or when you're done with the video, you start going to the next step. So this, your assignment, here, I'm here. So this video is here. I've done all this, and consensus process is a video. And then after I finish with the video, there is a small consensus building quiz I will take, review and apply. I will complete my assignment. And of course, then it will prompt you to write a speech, go give a speech in the meeting. And then when you're done, your evaluation, okay, you need to finish the evaluation, and then you need to assess your skills after in order to finish a project. Again, this, I think probably, I'm not sure if this is part of the icebreaker. Oh, here it is. So it's the path motivational strategies 1. This person is working on the icebreaker. Again, either use these two arrows or this. But in the prepare and present, don't forget that each one of this, you need to click on each one. This timing, it will tell you what's the timer will do. Pacing, it will give you another text. Organizing, so you need to click one by one and read. So this is this, okay, I finished with all these 5 steps. I need to click here and do the next, or you click here. Of course, this is not highlighted, this is highlighted. So probably this is the last page. So we can go backwards, but not forward. Okay, this is motivational strategies, path, and it's the icebreaker. And here it tells you, after you're done with preparation, it tells you how to write your speech, rehearse your speech, go give your speech, and don't forget, after you're done with your meeting, you come back home, you need to log in again to Basecamp and assess your skills after the speech or after you're done with the project. And this is when you really complete the speech. And then again, this is the evaluation form that you will give it to the evaluator. By the way, this is editable. So it's the active listening project. And by the way, the active listening project, you know what it is? Of course, you have to read assignments online, but it's actually what is you will do a table topic. This is, uh, you will give, of course, a speech of 5 to 7 minutes, and you will need to see the member completing this project at your club. He or she is leading a table topic. So there is an evaluator. You will give him by hand or electronically before you give the speech, and the evaluator can type in his name or her name and your name as the speaker, and they will evaluate you. And with that, I'm going to stop, and I'm looking forward for the next video. Thank you very much.